All right, today in this episode, I have a really cool thought for you. It seems like it doesn't make any sense, but I'm gonna explain how it makes absolutely perfect sense, and you gotta try it. Let's go. Hey everybody, welcome back to Golf Test Dummy, the channel where I use my game to help your game. Hopefully. Today's video, as I said, I've got something that shouldn't work. It doesn't make much sense, but I've tried it and it happened kind of by accident. I'll explain a little bit as we go along, but you gotta try this. And I'm sure that maybe some of you out there have already tried this, but for some reason we're still not applying it when we go out to play. And I really don't know why. I don't know where this brain fart comes from. It's almost like we're gluttons for punishment or something. We just have to go out and sabotage ourselves. We're just, oh yeah. And I hope that my sound has improved. I've added an external mic to my tripod. Thank you, no, really, appreciate it. Yeah, so hopefully now we've got some better sound quality. It's a carbioid mic instead of a semi-carbioid mic. It's a directional, it's made by Movo. It's got a dead cat on it, AKA a big furry thing that's supposed to help with the reverberation, because I don't really have anything to absorb the sound in the lab here. Everybody's been like, oh, your sound is terrible, you need to get a microphone. So I got a microphone. So another thing before I get started, I'm gonna be hitting this direction into this side net. You know, I had a buddy of mine say, hey, look, you're always hitting down the line. You should be hitting sideways so we can get the caddy view from time to time. And I thought, you know, that makes perfect sense. So this time I'm gonna give you a face-on view, not necessarily that it's gonna give you any other perspective, just a different view to mix it up a little bit and keep it fresh. All right, so what am I talking about in this video? I think that we really underestimate how incredible our golf clubs truly are. Now this is gonna tie into the kill concept video that I did a while back on the driving range, where I talked about how David Lee, who invented the gravity golf system, talks about how we're all born with this kill concept where we just feel like we have to murder the ball and we're always swinging away at it and chopping and we're trying to just rip the cover off of every golf ball we see. And so that kill concept, that instinct, it's ingrained into us. The harder you swing, the harder you hit the golf ball, the further it's gonna go, right? Well, that's not necessarily true. The kill concept, how we all try and murder the golf ball. How can you prevent it? How can you retrain your brain to understand that your golf club is an extremely powerful tool and it can still send the ball a really long way even if you're not swinging hard at it, as long as you have the correct club to ball dynamics in place. Now look, I'm no expert. Dynamic loft this and spin rates that, optimal launch angles, all of this stuff. I'm no expert on it. I'm just fumbling around trying to improve like you guys. But something happened to me the other day on the course and it sent a light bulb off in my head and I wanted to share it with you. Let me take you back. Okay, and we're back. All right, now what we've done is we've gone back in time. It's a dewy morning. I was just a young child. No, wait, it was just a couple of weeks ago, so I really wasn't that much younger. Anyway, I'm at one of the courses that I play quite often. It's a dewy morning, it's cold, it's chilly, and down the first hole, it's a pretty straight par 4, it's about 400 yards. Down the left side of that first hole is this sort of short driving range. I don't think you can hit anything over about 175 yards, but it runs parallel to that first fairway. So all the time there's golf balls. There's these yellow practice golf balls that end up in the first fairway. So anyway, I'm walking down the fairway. I'm trying to find my ball. I don't play a yellow ball. I play a white ball. And there's this yellow ball. So instantly I know it's a range ball. And I'm like, okay, well, another one came and found its way over here. I'm just gonna walk up to it and just kind of pop it back over. So I set my bag down, I just kind of come up and I just took a step in and I just went, just like that. Did you hear that? Is the microphone jacked up now? All right, back to the story. I hit this ball and I barely swung at it. I really did not hit it that hard, but my thought was to just punch it low back over there. And it just took off like a rocket. I swear to God, it was the best shot I hit all day. It was just a pure 6-iron, as pure as anything you could possibly imagine. And as I'm walking down to my golf ball, I couldn't help but wonder, what happened? Why is that so great? Number one, you could say that it's because I just didn't care. I didn't put in that much effort into it. I just walked up with no mechanical thought, just saw a ball, thought about where I wanted to send it, and just reacted to that picture and sent it along. And that's probably true. That probably played a role in why that golf ball was struck so well. But I think it's something else. Number two is that these clubs have been designed over decades, over hundreds of years, over hundreds of years, the evolution of these golf clubs is such that it is a much better tool than it was 20 years ago, 50 years ago, 100 years ago. It's designed more and more and more each passing year to do its job better and better and better. Even though we're all still terrible users of the golf club itself has come such a long way that it's doing so much of the work for us, and we're still trying to put ourselves into the equation way too much. So when you're trying to kill the golf ball, there's all sorts of pieces and parts, all sorts of moving sequences that get thrown out of whack. They just get mistimed and they fire at the wrong times. They don't fire at all in some circumstances. Other things that aren't supposed to happen start to happen. Casting over the top, you're sliding out in front of the ball, your shoulders are opening way too much, you're not getting your weight out on your front foot. There's all sorts of bad things that happen when you start going at the ball too hard. But when you just allow the tool that's been designed to do what it does, you can stand up here and try this. Maybe some of you have tried this, but go up and just think about making the slowest swing don't worry about your setup. Just kind of stand there as if you're passive and just think about making the slowest swing possible, but just think about trying to get things more in the proper sequence. The hands leading the club head toward the target and allowing the wrists to cock and uncock themselves, and just make half swings and see how much power that generates. I've got a 6-iron in my hand. Now for me, a 6-iron when I make a normal swing and on average is probably about 180, somewhere in that neighborhood. The speed and the distance, I bet you with this 6-iron I could easily hit it 150 with really no effort. But I think there is a serious lack of trust between us and our clubs often. When we're playing well, we feel like we could hit anything. We feel like we could take a broomstick and go out and shoot 74 all day. But when things are not quite going your way, or you just don't feel that confidence, or something just doesn't feel right and you're out on course or you're out on the driving range, we tend to get faster. We tend to swing harder. And really that compounds the problem. And I think one of the reasons for that is because we feel like swinging harder and more speed doesn't allow us as much time to feel what's actually happening in the swing, and it kind of covers it up. It kind of masks our inadequacies with our swing. So the next time you're out on course, the next time you're at the range and things aren't quite going your way and your ball striking with your irons is terrible, try that. Just take a shag ball out of your bag, while you're waiting on the tee box, find a spot out toward the woods where you know you're not going to hurt anybody, and just kind of sit up and think, I want to hit it 2 feet off the ground. I just want to punch it. Just think about driving that nail. Like that video that I posted about driving the nail. Think about driving that nail at a 15-degree down angle, and just imagine the ball coming out low, and just make that's a half swing at best, and I'm barely swinging at it. And the compression is crazy. I'm just thinking about driving the ball down. I know there's a lot of people out there that would say that that's bad advice.
Can't hit down on the golf ball. They keep saying that now. You can't hit down on the golf ball. That's bad. You got to come in level and shallow, and then you got to clip it just right. You can't hit down on the golf ball.
I know they're going to say that, and that's totally fine. That's not what I'm saying here. Guys, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you. Give that a shot. The next time you're out on course, or when you're at the driving range and the wheels kind of come off a little bit, just give it a shot. Try and play those low punchy shots with minimal effort. Let the club do the work. Don't try and build speed. Don't try and be Bryson DeChambeau. Don't try and be Tiger Woods. Don't try and be Kyle Berkshire. And just send it low and just punch it with half effort. And I'm telling you, the compression level is through the roof. See you next time.